This is so frustrating. First of all, I'll give you guys my credentials, all right? I made an hour and 48-minute breakdown of the first Alan Wake to try to prep people for Alan Wake 2. I made a 54-minute breakdown of just the story of Alan Wake to prep people for Alan Wake 2. I gave a positive review to Alan Wake 2 in which I defended the diversity in the game. I didn't ignore it. I said it's there, it's present, but I didn't feel like it harmed the product. I used them as a good example in this video of a company that does good DLC. I used them again as another good example in this video of how a company should do DLC. For crying out loud, I've got an Alan Wake thermos right here next to my head in every stream and every video I've recorded since I got it. I've streamed all the games. So yeah, I'd say I'm an Alan Wake fan. I'm a Remedy fan, okay? So somebody on Twitter responded to a post that's now unavailable. These employees of game studios are massaging themselves, blaming the players. So prune all your gardens, push out bad actors, prepare your teams for the current conversation zeitgeist, give your community and social teams autonomy and resources to battle against toxicity. So it's the toxic gamers' fault that Concord failed, right? So this person responded, and for context, they are the senior community manager for Remedy Games. Remedy Games, as we all know, Alan Wake 2, Control, a company whose games I enjoy very much, and I have touted quite a bit on both my main channel and this channel. Getting bigots out of your communities is a band-aid and not a permanent solution. Modeling desired behaviors and championing the kinds of community members you want to be the majority in your community takes effort and time. Basically what she's saying here, do your best to kick the bigots out of your community so that these excellent products that we make that are super diverse can get the attention and the money they deserve. Here's the same person, again, the senior community manager for Remedy. Something that continues to surprise me about influencer management. The initial deck proposal I get almost every single time is wall-to-wall white men. Do better. She doesn't like working with white male influencers. The what a game dev looks like hashtag might not need quite as many white men participating. We know that's what a game dev looks like. This is the senior community manager for Remedy Games. Their primary job is to interact with the community and connect the company to the players, okay? In what universe does a senior community manager keep their job after actively telling people, go away, we don't want you? Now, if she's directly talking to what her idea of a bigot is, I get that. But this person has continuously over time, like blatantly and outwardly and not even trying to hide it, acknowledged her own prejudice against white males. So, me, you know? And this isn't me being a professional victim. I'm not victimized by this at all. This doesn't make my life any worse. I've got a pretty good life. I have a lot to be thankful for. But my question is, how does this make Remedy more profitable? How does this help Remedy as a company? Because get this, let me just put this up on screen while I make this point to drive it home. As of April of 2024, Alan Wake 2 still hasn't made back its budget. Now, granted, it is usually within their business model to have a small opening and it steadily grows over time. I get that. Make no mistake, when your senior community manager is out there entrenching the company deeper into the culture war, they're making barriers for success that don't need to be there. Take it like this. Remedy games are already pretty niche, right? They have a small market. There's no mass appeal. That's gone. Epic had them do an exclusivity deal, digital only, Epic Store for the first year. That's a barrier that's there. They're at the mercy of publishers. They have to get other people's money to make their games. There's another barrier. So why are you adding another barrier to Remedy being a successful company? They're playing on veteran when they should be playing on hardened. They're up in the difficulty of legendary when they should be on heroic. Or why are you trying to alienate audience? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. In fact, you know what? Let's go to Sweet Baby's homepage, shall we? Oh, look at the biggest project on their homepage. Isn't that nuts? If you're that virtuous and you're that enlightened, why did you have to hire a company like Sweet Baby in the first place to remind you to put an extra black person in your game? Huh? Why? If you are that much higher on the pedestal, on the ladder than any of us bigot gamers, then why did you need to pay somebody, probably, millions of dollars to come in and remind you to be diverse? Again, I think it was probably Epic's decision, but Remedy still said yes. It wasn't a no. If you want to be diverse, be diverse. Put people in your games, but don't make a speech about it. Nobody would complain if there was diverse characters. People complained because it was mandated diversity. That was the problem. You don't get to go on Twitter and cry about the gamers being bigots and not enjoying your perfect products when you yourself are having to hire people to come in and remind you, hey, you got a lot of whiteys in this game. You should probably liven that up a bit, huh? It's absurd. It's already difficult to pry your way into this market because there's so many other games out there that people put their time to, they're willing to give their money to. It's only going to have the opposite effect that you want it to. You want people to look at this and go, oh, look how great they are, look how virtuous they are. That's where I should spend my money. Dog. No. In fact, here's somebody reporting on it. There's an article. That is who is on Twitter telling the white men to get out of game development stereotypes, the white men to not be included in the influencer programs, and the bigots to be removed from communities. This isn't where I saw it first. I genuinely just saw it on Twitter. Because, what can I say? My account has become 50% Halo and 50% Remedy. I see a lot of Remedy stuff on Twitter. And this is just one person at Remedy, right? This isn't, you know, Sam Lake didn't come out and say, white people are bad. Like, that didn't happen. But still, this is a person that everything they say should be considered the statements of the company because that's what her position is, senior community manager. And how am I supposed to defend that? You know, I'm probably going to clip this rant, and I have half a mind to put it on my main channel because I've played defense for them so much. I feel like I almost owe it to the main channel to do it. I dedicated almost 8 minutes of a video to this. Because of the new playable character, Saga Anderson, who is black. To give more context on why this upset some people, Saga Anderson has been in a Remedy game before, and she looked a little different. I didn't think that the race swap really hurt anything because she was a side character that showed up in an Easter egg in a different game. That doesn't mean I'm pro the concept of race swapping inherently, just in that specific instance it didn't bother me. I guess to summarize my there we go. Alan Wake 2 to me is a rare case in modern media where boxes were definitely checked and checked on purpose. The point I was making at the time was, yeah, the intentional inclusivity is there. It's clearly there, but not to the detriment of the product itself. If we're at all interested in a happy medium, I think this game is it. How can I still have that take? Hi, Winnie. How can I still have that take after reading something like this? How am I supposed to sit here and keep playing defense for this company because I like their games when their senior community manager is out saying stuff like this? Also, more importantly, like this. Is that how it's gonna be now? If you don't agree that there's too many white men in this world, then you're not a true Remedy fan? Is that where we're headed? You know what, let me look at other people's responses to her. You overuse these words to the point they've lost all meaning. When you use your position to preach rather than do your job and create what people actually want, not what you personally want, your games will continue to either bomb or fail to meet their budget like Alan Wake 2. Scientists warn that within 6 months, humanity will run out of things to call racist. Oh. I didn't see this. This you? There's more tweets from her. First, Pride was a riot. Companies aren't your allies. That's true. It's actually true. Capitalism isn't your friend. It's nobody's friend. It's a game that you play. And no kind of consumption under it can be ethical. That's not true at all. That's cope. Ask what brands who post rainbows in June are doing for their employees the other 335 days. That's true. Give gay people your money. I'm not going to give people money because they're gay. That would be discrimination. All I do at work is befriend everyone on the writing team so I can then tell them to make every character gay every time it's feasible to bring up, more often than you think. If you think this isn't about you affectionately, yes it is. It's called direct action. Glad you're not on the writing team. There was a gay person in Alan Wake 2. Did that ruin the game? No. But how do I articulate this into words? It's the quiet part out loud. The angry political channels are accusing you of doing exactly what you're openly saying you're doing, and then getting upset when people don't want politics in their games. What happened to escapism? Remedy should be the perfect avenue for escapism. Their games are artsy-fartsy, creative, all over the place. What better method of escapism? You're ruining it when you do stuff like this. And when you openly state it too. Been buying your game since Max Payne. Feel that. I will be sure to never purchase another game while this woman is employed. You know what? I'm kind of feeling the same way. It hurts to say that. It sucks to say that. But I'm kind of feeling the same way. This one right here, that community you're referring to will be far too small to prop up whatever project it is you're working on. Your movement is dead. You aren't a gamer, just another angry activist that won't get their way. Right. This woman should not be working there. There is no circumstance after this where this person retains their job. If your job is to connect the community to your company and create brand loyalty, calling people bigots who don't agree with your politics and telling them to leave the community is actively going against your job description. This isn't even about politics anymore. Forget politics for a second. This is active defiance of her job description. If I work at Wendy's and I start throwing French fries in the trash can instead of handing them out to customers, how long do I keep my job? I don't. I'm gone. I hope y'all know by the end of this, no matter what game franchise I love, no matter what content creator I enjoy, if they're gonna pull something stupid, I'm gonna call them out for it regardless. I love Halo, but I've talked a lot of smack about Halo on the channel. Same goes for Remedy. Same goes for Remedy, man. It really sucks. It really does. My fandom of Remedy was to the point where before my wife and I canceled our vacation this year, I was genuinely like nudging her to let us go to Finland. Because I wanted to go take a picture in front of Remedy HQ. I wanted to go, even if I couldn't go inside, I wanted to go see it for myself. I get that this person thinks that they're doing the right thing. If you disagree with the politics, at the bare minimum, you have to acknowledge that this is, from a business standpoint, a very stupid decision. This is a stupid person to have employed in this role. What responsible business owner, or investor for that matter, keeps this person in that position? Yo, so did she double down on it? Let me see the date and time. So this is after the fact. Yesterday I tweeted some pretty standard and non-controversial community management tips. What tips? You said get rid of part of your audience because they don't agree with your politics. This morning my mentions are exploding with comments from a lot of accounts who took that very personally and are now sending lots of abuse my way. This side is really the worst it's ever been. I said something extremely divisive and insulting. It's your fault for reacting to it. Get out of here. I'm all good, folks. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm not about to give this any more attention. You did it! You did it! What do you mean give this attention? If you hit somebody with your car and you flee the scene and they start following you because they want your insurance information and to file a police report, don't ever do this. It's very dangerous. Say they follow you to your house or to your place of work and you go, I'm just not going to deal with this. Quit sending abuse my way. You did it! This is on you. The story for her is the fact that people reacted to what she said, not what she said. How's Space Marine 2, I wonder? I'm jealous, but I'm not paying $100 to do it. Sorry. The gaming industry is a consumer-driven industry. If people don't buy it, it doesn't get made, it doesn't get added onto, it doesn't continue. People's money is what matters, not the politics of an employee at the company. So if you piss off enough people and they're not interested in giving you money anymore because of that, guess what? Your game flops, Concord. Your company dies, it's gone. Never hurts to have a balance of crazy, insane staff, but this person needs a counter. Have your crazy staff be like the janitor, the Autie, not your senior community manager. Now I am genuinely wondering, do I owe it to my main channel to clip that and put that on there? It's so outside the realm of my usual content, but I've just talked up Remedy so many times that like that kind of stuff makes me feel like an idiot. Makes me feel so stupid. Betrayed is a good word for it. That's how I feel. And that's what I get, you know? That's just what I get. I got bamboozled twice tonight. Once falling for an imaginary release date, and once for thinking a company I've been loyal to for the past 20 years actually likes my business. Glad I'm not bought and paid for, or else I guess I wouldn't say anything, huh? Having lunch with Sam Lake next Wednesday. Sorry, can't speak up on this issue. I don't like seeing people fired, but by God, that lady needs to lose that job now. Now. Remedy, prove that it was just her saying that and not indicative of your entire company. Prove it. Because right now, I don't believe it. As long as she holds that position, I don't believe it. I believe that's a Remedy position. Because that's her job, to let the community know what Remedy's thinking and vice versa. Community manager being racist. I mean, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. What would you call being outwardly prejudiced to a specific race and also sex? Because they're in such a position to be picky about who their fans are.